like Hassan with his clap, action. I'm like, Hassan, call action.
Action.
He was saying action?
He said action wins.
My name is Hassan Khan, and I'm from Islamophobia, Swat, which is in the north of Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan, bordering Afghanistan.
My name is Noor Hera, and I'm from Lahore, Pakistan.
I met both Noor and Hassan in November 2014 on the set of a student-made documentary by a good friend of mine, a Pakistani filmmaker named Zahir Shahid.
Because I guess that's what they're trying to present, like not to be center of attention.
I was almost intimidated by Hassan when I first met him, but as I got to know him, I realized that he was quite caring and funny. Because I met Noor on set, my first impression of her was someone who was very serious and professional about what she was doing. But as the year went on, I got to know her and Hassan much better, and I count both of them among some of my closest friends. I want to use my position as a non-Muslim to advocate for understanding and acceptance by other non-Muslims, especially in the wake of such tragedies as the Chapel Hill shooting and strong Islamophobic and racist views that are rampant in North America.
And I just heard gunshots. I don't know what building it came from, but I heard kids screaming.
Okay.
I never got personally targeted, but yeah, I am very sensitive, and I can tell if someone is treating me differently. I can easily feel that, okay, if two people are standing, for example, if I'm buying coffee, I'm standing in a line and there is someone else standing who is not from my faith, and that person, like a cashier, talked to that person very nicely and they were greeting that person, and when it came to me, that person is so rude. I can tell, I can feel that, but I never got personally targeted. Otherwise, yeah, I used to feel very bad about it. I used to be very hyper about it, that why people do this, why they judge whole community, whole groups just because one person did something wrong. But now with time, I'm like, okay, they don't know anything. Either do something to tell them that you're not like them, you are a different person, you're a better person, or just suck it up.
Fair enough. Are you frustrated when people choose to be ignorant? Because anyone could go on Google right now and look up the tenets of the Islamic faith, but there's people who are just ignorant and they refuse to learn. Is that frustrating?
It is frustrating. It is really frustrating, actually, but talk to that person. Google, don't Google, just talk to that person. That person is standing in front of you, that person will not kill you, trust me. I will not kill you. You are a friend. When you look at me, did you ever have this feeling that I will kill you, or I'm a terrorist, or I have something hidden under my scar?
No, never.
No. So I don't know why people get so uncomfortable.
Sometimes you do feel, in a sense, that why people cannot accept the other, if it's other race or is it other religion. Because if you see from terrorism or those extremists, we suffer the most. If my country was not affected by terrorism and stuff, why would I leave? Why would I need to come to Canada? Why would I need to come to the Western world? We're the most affected people by it. Here, we're more generalized than the others, right? So.
How does the family feel about the way this story is being covered in the media? For instance, if we were to reverse the situation, it was a Muslim man who shot 3 white college students. How do you think the coverage would play out? Would it be any different than what we're seeing?
When it happened, I was so angry. Media showed that person that this is what Muslims are.
Absolutely. I mean, as soon as the incident happened, you had 3 dead college students, regardless of what their race was. there should have been media coverage, and there was no media coverage until people went on social media and raised their voices, tagging all the mainstream media outlets.
That's the double standard that you see here. So for me, it is frustrating how people will kind of jump into conclusion and judge other people without reading behind it, without understanding the situation. But those are the double standards, like they are never being labeled as a terrorist. They're either labeled as somebody insane, or some other words or terms are used for that in that scenario, but never as a terrorist.
I want to play a soundbite of Hicks' wife and what she told the media yesterday. Let's play that.
I can say with my absolute belief that this incident had nothing to do with religion or victims' faith, but in fact was related to the long-standing parking disputes that my husband had with the neighbors.
She says that has nothing to do with religion, and yet the fact that these three young people were gunned down execution style, all shot in the head, does not seem to necessarily correlate with the idea of a crime of passion over a parking issue.
If a Muslim person will kill three or even one non-Muslim person, they will be like, okay, so this person was a terrorist, and this is what everyone will think.
Hicks is being charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, but this is now raising questions on whether or not this is the appropriate charge. And it's worth asking that if a Muslim shot and killed 3 white college students, would this be a terrorism case?
This is what I always tell my friends, that okay, if you think that terrorists, ISIS or Taliban, whoever, they are Islamic terrorists, then no, we don't own them. We hate them equally. We hate them as much as a non-Muslim person will hate them. Our religion, this is not what our religion teaches them.
Well, I do get frustrated on the humanity side, that how can people differentiate just based on maybe a color or just a religion, because in the end of the day, we're all humans. How can people go die in Afghanistan or in Iraq or in Syria and nobody cares, and then as soon as there is a bomb blast in Brussels, or is it in France, everybody panics? We should panic for all of them.
So yeah, it was really frustrating, and I remember one of my friend, he just came to me and he was like, you know what, you should stop taking this. He's a Muslim. He's like, you should stop taking this, because when you are with us, people will identify that we are your friends, so we are Muslims too. And yeah, they were like, you should stop taking your hijab, because they will, when other people will see us with you, they will automatically understand that we are Muslims too, and then they will kill us.
Even the Islam, the word itself, it means peace. For me, I guess the best way is to read from as many sources as you can, try to understand, and then make your judgment on that.